Right now, without realizing it, your body is listening to the room. Not your ears. Not your eyes. Your nervous system. Running a constant background scan of every person near you, their posture, their tension, their proximity, and quietly adjusting your physiology in response. Your breathing rate shifts. Your muscle tone changes. The rhythm of your heart subtly reorganizes itself around the social information flooding in from every direction. You didn't decide any of that. You weren't aware of any of that. And that's exactly the point. Here's the part nobody tells you: your body has a second nervous system running underneath your conscious awareness, one that evolved specifically to regulate your internal state in response to other people. Not threats. Not predators. People. The presence of other humans is one of the most powerful biological signals your body receives. And it has been recalibrating you in response to that signal every single moment of your life without ever once asking permission. Let's go back. Way back. To the African savanna, roughly 200,000 years ago. You are living in a band of 30 people. And survival in that world wasn't just about food or predators. It was about reading the social environment fast enough to respond before danger became obvious. Was the person who just walked into camp tense? Relaxed? Carrying something heavy in their posture that suggested threat? Were the people around you calm or subtly braced? Your nervous system needed to answer those questions in milliseconds. Not after deliberation. Not after conscious analysis. Instantly. Automatically. Before your thinking mind had time to form an opinion. So it evolved a system that runs beneath thought entirely. Neuroscientist Stephen Porges at the University of North Carolina spent decades mapping this system. In 1994 he published what became one of the most influential frameworks in modern neuroscience, the Polyvagal Theory. What Porges discovered is that the vagus nerve, the longest nerve in the human body, running from your brainstem all the way down through your heart, lungs, and gut, isn't a single pathway. It has two distinct branches. One ancient, one newer. And they operate on a hierarchy that governs your entire social and physiological experience. Polyvagal Theory. That's the name. Here's what it means: a framework describing how the vagus nerve uses two separate neural pathways to shift the body between states of social engagement, mobilization for threat, and shutdown, depending on signals received from the environment. And here's why it matters to you: the branch of your vagus nerve responsible for social engagement is constantly reading the faces, voices, and body language of people around you and adjusting your heart rate, breathing, and muscle tone in real time, below the level of your conscious awareness. Porges called this process neuroception. The nervous system's ability to detect safety or danger in the environment without involving conscious thought. Your body is perceiving the social world and responding to it before your mind knows anything has happened. And the primary input that triggers it? Other people's nervous systems. Here's the twist that changes everything. When you walk into a room where someone is calm, genuinely calm, not performing calm, your vagus nerve picks up the cues. The slow, even quality of their breathing. The relaxed tone of their voice. The absence of tension in their posture. And your own physiology begins to shift toward that state. Your breathing slows. Your heart rate steadies. Your muscle tone softens. Not because you decided to relax. Because your nervous system received a signal that safety was present and responded accordingly. The reverse is equally true. Walk into a room where someone is suppressing anger, anxiety, or fear, even if they're saying all the right words, even if their face is arranged into a smile, and your body knows. The micro-tension in their jaw. The shallow quality of their breathing. The almost imperceptible shift in vocal tone. Your neuroception picks it up. Your breathing shortens. Your muscle tone rises. Your heart rate changes. All before your conscious mind has formed a single thought about the person. You have been reading rooms your entire life. You just didn't know your body was doing it. Researcher Ulf Dimberg at Uppsala University in Sweden demonstrated this with startling precision in a 2000 study using subliminally presented facial expressions, images shown so briefly that subjects had no conscious awareness of having seen them. What Dimberg found was that the facial muscles of subjects responded to angry and happy expressions at a level below conscious perception. The body was reacting to social signals it had never consciously registered. Social reading isn't something you do. It's something your nervous system does to you. Think about the last time you walked into a room and immediately felt something was off, before anyone said a word, before any obvious sign presented itself. That wasn't intuition in the mystical sense. That was your neuroception doing exactly what it evolved to do. Reading the collective physiological state of everyone present and flagging a mismatch between what was being shown and what was actually there. And think about the people in your life whose presence physically relaxes you. Where your shoulders drop when they walk in. Where your breathing deepens without effort. That's not just emotional comfort. That's your vagus nerve receiving co-regulation, the process by which one nervous system calms another through physical proximity and physiological cues. Your body is literally being regulated by theirs. The next time you walk into a room and feel your chest tighten for no apparent reason, before anything has been said, before any obvious social cue has registered, pause. Your nervous system has already processed something your conscious mind hasn't caught up with yet. The question isn't whether to trust that signal. The question is whether you're paying enough attention to notice it. Have you ever noticed how exhausting it is to spend extended time with someone whose nervous system is dysregulated, anxious, tense, braced, even when the conversation itself seems perfectly fine? That exhaustion isn't social. It's physiological. Your vagus nerve has been working for hours to maintain regulation in the presence of a system pulling in the opposite direction. That's why some people leave you feeling drained and others leave you feeling more like yourself than you did before they arrived. Your body has been doing this since before language. Since before culture. Since the first moment two humans stood close enough to each other for one nervous system to read another. You are not just perceiving people. You are being changed by them. Breath by breath. Beat by beat. Without a single conscious thought. And somewhere in your body, right now, that process is already underway.